Hi all, I hope you are doing well. Today I am back with another review of the book called The Apology by Plato. Plato was one of the student and a friend of Socrates. Who is Socrates? Socrates is one of the Greek philosopher and he is the founder of the Western philosophy. Throughout the Socrates' life, he preached many people of Athens, the place where he lived. He never wrote any book or poem throughout his life. So, for his preaching, he was called to jury to inquiry about his preaching. So, the conversation between the Socrates and the jury members is what apology is about. Here, we have to remember 2 points. The first point is the word apology is not the word which we use in our daily life. In Greek, the apologia, which means a defense, it's defense of Socrates against the jury members by Plato. And the second thing is to be remembered is the book was written by Plato and it's all about the dialogue of Socrates and the jury members. So here the Plato was a witness of this incident, and we cannot claim that everything which written was told by Socrates. So these are the two things which we have to keep in mind. Socrates was sent to the jury because of the two reasons. Reason one, he was corrupting the youth of Athens, and second reason was he does not believe in God. So the answer to these questions is what the philosophy of Socrates and apology. So when he was asked, when he started the conversation, the first thing he told is why he was brought to the jury. People has thought that he was sophist, and that is the reason why he was brought to the jury. But Socrates said that he was not sophist. So who is a sophist? Sophist is a person who teaches the wisdom and expect the money from that. So to illustrate this, people who influence through their words and in response they take money. So for example, there are a lot of salespersons or motivational speakers who conduct a workshop and in return they take money. So these are the people are called the sophist. But Socrates proves that he is not a sophist. The reason behind is here he shares his knowledge, but he never expected money. He tells that he is still poor. He never took even a single penny from any other person. So this is one of the reason that people thought he is a sophist, and he was brought into jury. So he proved that he is not the sophist. Let us see some of my takeaways from this book. He has answered the above questions in his philosophical way. So the first and the foremost takeaway is wisdom. So one of his friend, Socrates' friend, has visited this place called Oracle of Delphi, where all the gods meet and the priest will tell or preach the people. So people often visit this place to know when they are going to marriage and when do they expect their baby. So these are the common things. So one of the friend has asked the priest, so who is the wisest man in Athens? So to this question his reply was Socrates. So that friend will come to the Socrates and tell that, like priest had told that you are the wisest man ever lived. Then Socrates will not believe this. He thought to disprove that what the oracle has said. So he believes that according to him, the wisest people are politicians and craftsmen and poets. So these people are wise men. So to prove them wrong, he will visit to these people and they will tell him he will had a conversation with them, and he will come to know that they are feeling that they are wise, and they are making people to feel that they are wise, and they're thinking that they know a lot of stuff, but in the reality they don't know that they knows nothing. So they are not the wisest. He will conclude that no one is wisest. So on their face he will tell to them that you are not the wise man. It's simple, like you are going to your relative's house. So in return, with affection, your relative had made some snacks to you, and after eating the snacks you are telling them this is the worst snacks which I ever ate. So it's similarly, Socrates used to visit them and told this made a bad fame. It brought him a bad fame among the people, and that is one of the reasons why the Socrates was called to the jury. The second takeaway is ask why in whatever you're doing. So when Socrates was asked why you are corrupting the youth of Athens, he replied he never corrupted any person. He just asked why. So Socrates was such a person who always thinks beyond the earth and above the sky. Whatever the situation is, he will ask why, and if he had some reason, then he will believe that, or else he will ignore. According to the Athens, if you are not following any law, then you are doing some crime. It's like committing some crime. But Socrates always taught his students to question why, and if there is answer to that why, then only follow that. This made the jury members felt that he is corrupting the youth of Athens. And the third takeaway from this is to be courageous. Socrates will be facing all the people of Athens surrounded by, and he will be stating this sentence. He will say that he is a gift of God to Athens. If he is sentenced to death, it is a loss to Athens, but not loss to him. So it requires a lot of courage to state this. So when he was questioned with why do you don't believe in God, he stated that he does not believe the laws which the Athens has set. He will redefine the God according to him. So to state this, in one of his instant he told there is some voice which he will speak with him. It will tell whenever he talks or takes any decision, it will ask whether it is correct or not. So if that voice will say that it's correct, then he will go with that. So he believes that that supernatural power is God, but not the rules that followed by Athens are God. So the redefining of God and stating these all things really need courage. The fourth takeaway from this is do not fear for death. According to the Socrates, one who fears for death is similar to someone thinking that they are wise even though they are not. Death is nothingness or unconsciousness. It is just migration of soul from one place to another place. Everyone believes that death is something evil, but there is no proof that death is evil. It's just a belief. Socrates will think that who knows that death gives you immense pleasure or some exciting things which you can come across after death. You can meet your ancestors and more wise people than you have ever met. So these are the things how Socrates thought how about the death. So normal people, if you or me were there in that situations, we would not even speak. But Socrates was, until his last breath, he was preaching his family members and his students. So that was the dedication, or the intensive he had on his life. So I think, like, these are the reasons why he was one of the best philosopher of Greek.